reputation in matters of athletics, and this particular motion is by the Senator for Nandi County, Senator Samson Cherargei. Further, senators will be resuming debate on the Learners with Disability Bill. This is Bill number 4 of the year 2023 from the Senate. This particular bill is sponsored by Senator Professor Margaret Kamal and nominated Senator Christol Asige. The Senator for Tharaka Nithi County, Senator Gaya, will be seeking a statement pursuant to standing orders of the Senate, standing orders number 53, subsection 1, from the Standing Committee on Matters Energy regarding the connection of electricity in Tharaka Nithi County. Pursuant to standing orders number 56, subsection 1, the Chairperson, Standing Committee on Roads and Housing, will be issuing a statement concerning the status of the legislative business before the committee. Standing orders number 57, subsection 1, will have the Senate Majority Leader issue a statement on the business of the Senate for the week commencing 23rd of May. Remember, the Senate this afternoon is set to proceed on a short recess and will be resuming for the normal business of the Senate on the May 22nd. You can follow up on this live broadcast also on our YouTube channel, that is courtesy of KBC Channel 1 on Senate of Kenya. The Speaker of the Senate, Honorable Amason Kingi, as well as the Sergeant at Arms and the Mace are in the chamber this afternoon, signaling that the business of the Senate is just about to commence. I now hand you over for the live broadcast. Enjoy your viewing and good afternoon.
Let us pray. Almighty God, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor and blessings us, your servants, whom you have been pleased to call to leadership positions in this republic. We seek guidance to treat and consider all matters that shall come under deliberation in so just and fair manner as to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interests we've committed to our charge. Amen. Institute of Economic Affairs, Kenya. 2 of the interns are undergraduate students at the American University in Washington, D.C., and 1 at the University of Passau in Germany. They are on a one-day study tour in the Senate. Honorable Senators, in our usual tradition of receiving and welcoming visitors to Parliament, I extend a warm welcome to the visitors, and on behalf of the Senate, and on my own behalf, wish them a fruitful visit. Again, Honorable Senators, I would like to acknowledge the presence in the Speaker's Gallery this afternoon, a visiting delegation from the County Assembly of Kitui, comprising members of the Speaker's panel and the table clerks. The delegation is undertaking a 4-day training in the Center for Parliamentary Studies and Training, CPST. Now, Honorable Senators, I request each member of the delegation to stand when called out so that you may be acknowledged in the Senate tradition. The Honorable Kevin Kenengo Katisia, the Speaker. Honorable Christopher Nzioka Nzilu, Deputy Speaker. Honorable Paul Maluki. Honorable Faustina Mwende Solomon Salu. The Honorable Muthama Musyoka Kieti. The Honorable Elijah M. Mutambuki. Ms. Lucy Waema. Mr. Josephat Kwanda. Mr. Cyrus Kiema. Mr. Andrew Mulandi. Mr. Jacob Kimanzi. And Mr. Dennis Kavisu. Honorable Senators, in our usual tradition of receiving and welcoming visitors to Parliament, I extend a warm welcome to the delegation, and on behalf of the Senate and on my own behalf, wish them a fruitful visit. I will allow the majority leader to say brief welcoming remarks to welcome the delegation from the Institute of Economic Affairs, and thereafter I will allow Senator Amanzo to welcome the delegation from the County Assembly of Kitui in that order. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On behalf of the Senate, I want to welcome the visiting interns from the Institute of Economic Affairs, one of the most distinguished and decorated think tanks that we have in this republic. You will struggle, Mr. Speaker, to find their peers, both locally, regionally, and even globally, Mr. Speaker, despite the fact that they may not have the stature in terms of a brand of the global think tanks that maybe have been in existence for many years, more than them. I know for a fact, Mr. Speaker, that the IEK is one such institution that has done a lot of research, Mr. Speaker, in public policy decision making in this republic. I know this, Mr. Speaker, because in my time that I served at the Budget and Finance Committee, there is not a single budgetary document, policy decision, either the revenue formulas that we debate in that particular committee that did not have the input of this institution, Mr. Speaker. On many occasions, they send the memorandum and they appear before various committees of this House, Mr. Speaker, to give their thoughts, many of the times not agreeing with the direction that the government is taking, and they will give substantive reasoning behind their points of departure, Mr. Speaker. There are not many such institutions in our country, and therefore, for us to get a visit by these distinguished members who work in that particular institution is a great honor. I believe that in the course of their visit, they'll interact with the various committees of the House. They will be able to see the session this afternoon, Mr. Speaker, and appreciate the workings of Parliament outside of the committees where most of the time we meet members of Institute of Economic Affairs in Kenya. So I believe, Mr. Speaker, that they have enjoyed the full course of their study, both in the country and here in Parliament, especially those that are from outside the Republic of Kenya. I do welcome them, wish them a fruitful stay for the remainder of their time here in the country, and hope that they'll carry with them the great lessons that they have learned in the course of their study. Of course, we continue to receive and applaud the challenging documents that they send to this institution every time we are considering serious decisions, Mr. Speaker, with well-reasoned arguments why they either agree or sometimes, as is the case on many occasions, disagree with certain policy decisions that is taken either by Parliament or even the Executive, Mr. Speaker. I welcome them. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this chance.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the Senator for Kitui, the Honorable Wambua, I welcome the team from Kitui County. Mr. Speaker, recently we went there with Senator Wambua when he was giving his speech to the county with quite a number of senators, including Senator Tabitha, who originates from Kitui, is a part of Nairobi team and also the Meru team. Mr. Speaker, we were treated very well, and I hope the members will learn a lot from us and will implement the same. The Speaker of Kitui County, Honorable Kinengo, is a very well polished lawyer, and I'm sure is doing very well with the rest of the team. Mr. Speaker, with your kind permission, I request the Honorable Tabitha to also to welcome the team we shared good moments with recently. Thank you.
Next order. Senator Manzo, what I didn't get you.
Mr. Speaker, with your kind permission, I pleaded with you to allow also Senator Tabitha, who comes from the same county, and we recently were welcomed there, and as I said, she's also from Nairobi and also from Meru, and that's why I was seeking to donate a minute to her. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Manzo, you had a minute, which you utilized fully. So which other minute is this that you're...
We just seek your indulgence, Mr. Speaker, with your kind permission.
Senator Tabitha, 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm humbled for giving me this opportunity. I'm not feeling well today, but I'm happy to see my delegation, my motherland delegation, my homeland, which is Kitui County. Speaker, we visited your county. You've really welcomed us very well with the Eastern delegation, and I offer the same and welcome you to the upper house of this parliament, the Senate. Feel welcomed, and we're looking forward that you're going to learn a lot. As you go back to our people, to my motherland, Kitui, say hi to our people, and God bless you.
Next order, clerk.
Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions.
The Honorable Seki.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order 232(1)B, I hereby present the Senate to the Senate a petition submitted by the Kajiado Municipality Clothes Market Traders, who are citizens of the Republic of Kenya and residents of Kajiado County. As you are aware, under Article 119(1) of the Constitution, and I quote, "Every person has a right to petition Parliament to consider any matter within its authority, including enacting, amending, or repealing any legislation." The salient issues raised in the said petitions are as follows. 1, that during the financial year 2020-2021, the county government of Kajiado received an allocation of Kenya shillings 63,061,157.2 on 2nd July 2021 from a World Bank via the State Department of Housing and Urban Development. The funds were meant to refurbish and expand the Kajiado Municipality Market to accommodate the clothes market vendors who had been displaced by the previous KUSUP project of Public Square. That it had been mutually agreed between the county government through the municipality and the traders under the resettlement of action plan for the World Bank, that the traders will permanently be settled in the upgraded market within a designated open but roofed area for their business, and in the meantime, the municipality was to provide a street where the traders would temporarily operate from and during the transition period. That the refurbishment market was to meet the following objectives: provide adequate and viable space for all the clothes traders, provide a business space to shield and traders from environment factors, provide a trading space that meets sanitation standards, and provide a one-stop market for all merchandise where all the town streets would be freed from street vendors, thus guaranteeing all traders equal access to customers. That the aforementioned conditions were adopted by the county government and World Bank and State Department for Urban Development as a condition for approving the 2019-2020 KUSO project expenditure. That in January 2021, the county government of Kajiado put on its website a tender notice of proposed construction of Kajiado Market and other works at Kajiado Town as tender number County Government of Kajiado KUSUP number 2 2021-2022 and under IFMIS negotiation number 932676. The tender process was undertaken by the county government and the contract awarded to Bellinmark contractors at a constant sum of Kenya shillings 56,214,411.9. That the county government now claims that the market is complete and it is whipping the traders. It's now wiping the traders to occupy the market despite the output of the market being a shadow of what was intended and budgeted for. Most elements were scaled down, while others such as solar lights, control gates, water tanks, upstairs stalls, solid waste sorting chambers, street-mounted solid waste bins, constructions of the market storm water drainage channel fittings and fixtures for the cultural high streets were all together left out. It is important to note that no corresponding review was made on the contract sum to give a value for money. That the issue presented to this petition have been raised with the relevant bodies, including the county government of Kajiado, but our issue have not been addressed. That none of the issues raised in this petition are pending before any court of law, constitutional, or any other legal body. That consequently, the petitioners pray that the Senate investigate this matter with a view to ensure that the value put on the market was fully utilized prior to traders being allowed to use the market, and recommend a foolproof management system of municipal urban areas projects which are funded through third-party collaborations and national government guaranteed loans or grants. This may include, but not limited to, total financial accountability of municipality to county assemblies as required by the PFM Act. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senators, kindly have your seats. Honorable Senators, pursuant to Standing Order 237, I shall now allow comments, observations, or clarifications in relation to the petition for not more than 30 minutes. The floor is now open. Senator Beatrice.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me the chance. Mr. Speaker, I rise to support the petition by one Ann Gitau on behalf of Kajiado Municipality, Municipality Clothes Market Traders, concerning the refurbishment and the expansion of Kajiado Municipality. Mr. Speaker, the Urban Areas and Cities Act provided for the creation of municipalities in our counties. And Honorable Speaker, the municipalities, as they were, are supposed to be points of growth in our counties. Honorable Speaker, the scenario in Kajiado municipality is not only peculiar to Kajiado County, but it is the same story that could be elsewhere. Honorable Speaker, a municipality or a market as it is cannot only be the buildings, but a municipality is about the services that are supposed to be offered to our people. There must be a provision for fresh produce area. We must have a provision for shops, small shops, for restaurants, for sanitation, for where our people can sell their clothes, for stormwater drainage, as the Senator has stated. Honorable Speaker, if a municipality is established and these services are not able to be provided to our people, then that is very unfair. And Honorable Speaker, you find that a market is established and yet funds are provided for it. And Honorable Speaker, whether they are county funds or World Bank funds, it is important that these funds are put to use. And Honorable Speaker, may I also give the story of Homa Bay County, where I come from, the same story as Kajiado County. We have a great market in Mbita town, which has recently also been given as a municipality. A market was established there. Funds were put there, Honorable Speaker, and you find the state of the market very deplorable. Our people do not have the provision of even the drainage system in the market. When it rains, as it is raining now, Honorable Speaker, the state of Mbita market is deplorable. Honorable Speaker, in the same county, we have Oyugis municipality. A market has been was being put there at a cost of over 360 million, Honorable Speaker. And it is pathetic that none other than the head of state came to Homa Bay and led us provided the issue of Oyugis municipality. And the head of state made a commitment to the leadership of Homa Bay. But up to date, Honorable Speaker, you find that nothing has happened. Honorable Speaker, we cannot have a situation where funds are given, markets are established, and all we see are incomplete buildings and incomplete facilities dotted all over the county. And so I support this, the petition, and I want to ask that this issue must be looked into, and we must get what were the original facilities that the Kajiado municipality market was supposed to give, And so far, we must get a commitment from the person that was given to this work as to when he's going to complete this work. I support this petition.
Senator Chirange.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise to support this petition. And Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to thank Senator Seki, the Senator of Kajiado. The issue, Mr. Speaker, sir, as I commend, I want also to welcome my brother, Speaker Kevin Katisia, the Speaker of Kitui County Assembly, and his team to the Senate. Speaker Katisia is a very good friend of mine, and he knows that I'm one of the best champions of MCS in the country at the moment. So, Speaker, I want to support by saying the following. Markets are very important, Mr. Speaker. For some of us who do shopping for grocery, most of these markets, when you walk there, Mr. Speaker, it is in dilapidated and pathetic condition, Mr. Speaker. Especially, Mr. Speaker, in most of our towns. Mr. Speaker, we must agree, because most of these diseases, Mr. Speaker, I saw the other day, there was an outbreak of cholera, Mr. Speaker, sir. It's because of dilapidated and pathetic markets that we are talking about, Mr. Speaker. When you go here to Kikomba, Mr. Speaker, very early in the morning, across many markets, Mr. Speaker, you find women, men, and young people waking up as early as 4 a.m. to use those markets. Mr. Speaker, the sad state of affairs is most of these markets do not have the proper design where they have even alleys, Mr. Speaker, of evacuation in case of fire, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, most of these markets are very dirty. They don't have running water. They are not designed properly that in case of a fire outbreak, and we have seen in a number of occasions here in Nairobi, Kikomba to be specific, there have always been an outbreak of fires, Mr. Speaker. Therefore, this petition, Mr. Speaker, is very timely. I hope the people of Kajiado, Mr. Speaker, and ask county governments to prioritize building of markets. Mr. Speaker, as you are aware, the Kenya Kwanza government, led by His Excellency the President, Dr. William Ruto, has shown an indication that at least every city, including Nairobi, including Mombasa, Mr. Speaker, will get a story markets because of the space, the limited space, Mr. Speaker. In fact, in my county, Mr. Speaker, also, where I come from, the Kapsabet main market, Mr. Speaker, there is no water. There is no toilets, Mr. Speaker. There is no electricity, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Chirange, would you wish to be informed?
Point of order or information?
Point of information.
Okay, you can inform me today only.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I wanted to inform the Honorable Senator from Nandi that Mombasa already has a storage market. Kongoya market has a storage facility, so there is no problem with Mombasa.
Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, and thank you, Senator Faki, for that information. Mr. Speaker, you know, Senator Faki, I was his chair, and I can see he's learning very quickly.
Just proceed.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, it was on a light touch. Mr. Speaker, as much as we have Kongoya market, we can still add others because we want Mombasa to be the city. Mr. Speaker, as I was saying in conclusion, for example, my own main market, Kapsabet Town Market, Mr. Speaker, is in pathetic condition. The workers there don't have running water. There is no electricity. There is no way of collecting garbage, Mr. Speaker. The market that we have was built even in pre-colonial times, Mr. Speaker. And you can imagine, and I know most of the towns across the country, Mr. Speaker, most of the markets, including what the petition of Kajiado has been, Mr. Speaker. And you find these are hardworking women, Mr. Speaker. And the sad thing, Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, is these market women, men, and others who work in our markets, they pay taxes to counties, Mr. Speaker. They pay for permit, they pay for licensing, Mr. Speaker. But unfortunately, there is a lot of dereliction by most of the county governments because I believe the issue of markets, Mr. Speaker, is within the domain and the purview of most of the county governments, Mr. Speaker. So with those very, very remarks, I congratulate Senator Seki, and we hope that when this petition the report will be given back to the petitioners, Mr. Speaker, and the area senator and the Senate, we shall be able to have a more modern market in Kajiado that will continue to serve the mama mbogas and the traders of that region. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Orwoba.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to support the statement on the Kajiado municipality clothes market. Mr. Speaker.
What is your point of order, Senator?
Mr. Speaker, did you see what the senator for Mandela just did? He crossed from that side to this side, actually looking at you. Then when he had me standing on a point of order, he went to the bar. Mr. Speaker, can you want the senator for Mandela to behave in a manner that suggests that he's a senior leader in this house?
Senator Roba, you stand cautioned for the day. Proceed, Senator Roba.
Yes, I rise to support the petition for the Kajiado municipality clothes market. Mr. Speaker, my contribution towards this mainly is to point out that while we are actually striving to ensure that we have marketplaces for our traders, Mr. Speaker, there has been a common theme that once the market has actually, the tender has been put out and it has been awarded, there's always delays. In different parts of the country, there's always delays on the execution of the construction, and at one point, the value adds are actually scaled down, Mr. Speaker, and then you end up with a structure that is not really what was proposed in the budget. This is actually not the first time that this kind of thing has happened. It is a common let's say habit that is out there, that people now, tenderpreneurs, actually take advantage of these tenders of markets. Mr. Speaker, I also want to add in that there are so many proposals of marketplaces, but they do not actually focus on what the traders are looking for. So you find that in the market that is being proposed, it is actually put way far away from the traders. And most of the times, once the building is complete, then you actually don't have any traders wanting to be in that market. We have had situations from Kisii County and even here in Nairobi County where once the market is complete, the traders don't want to be in it because the proximity of the clients and them is actually not economically viable. So, Mr. Speaker, even as we are ensuring that we play oversight on some of these projects, I think it is also imperative that it's high time that we consider having public participation before we put out these big proposals of markets to ensure that we are actually meeting the needs of the scalers, Mr. Speaker. And also, in conclusion, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to say that as the Kenya Kwanza government is striving to ensure that we give to the electorate what we promised in terms of even the mama mboga and the small scale traders, that we adopt some of the international standards that we have on the markets. If you go to a country like Ghana, you will see that they try as much as possible to have markets that are within the reach from the clients to the traders. You have an example of a market in Ghana, in Accra, called Makola Market, where traders even now want to invest into the market because it is meeting the needs of the traders. So, Mr. Speaker, I rise to support and I hope that we can actually ensure that something is done so that the market is complete.
Senator Wambua.
I thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity to also make a comment on this petition. First of all, Mr. Speaker, is to thank the petitioners for choosing to bring this matter to the floor of the Senate. It is in itself, Mr. Speaker, a manifestation of the faith and confidence that the people of Kajiado have in this Senate, and that they believe that this matter will be better canvassed here. But, Mr. Speaker, without going into the details of this petition, there is a matter that, as the Senate of the Republic of Kenya, we need to address ourselves to. There are issues, Mr. Speaker, that are coming before us, which in my very honest and humble opinion, should actually be first canvassed within the county assemblies. And I say this for a reason, Mr. Speaker. One of the roles and the responsibilities of the Senate is to help build the capacity of our respective county assemblies, so that on matters that county assemblies can handle, then those matters are handled there, and if they are not resolved, then they can come to the Senate and then we can deal with them. The Speaker, I support the petition, and I hope that the committee to which then this petition will be forwarded will do a good job and ensure that justice is done. Mr. Speaker, with your indulgence, while I was away undertaking other national issues, dealing with important issues of this nation, a delegation visited this Senate from Kitui County Assembly. Mr. Speaker, if you allow me a minute, I want to take this opportunity.
Proceed. 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to take this opportunity, Mr. Speaker, to warmly welcome the visiting delegation from Kitui County, led by our able Speaker, Speaker Kevin Kinengo. Mr. Speaker, for the information of this House, Speaker Kevin Kinengo is the youngest Speaker in the county assemblies in Kenya. He is doing a good job with his team. And as Speaker, I want to take this opportunity to warmly welcome them in the Senate, to see the floor on which their senator excels and does good things for the county of Kitui. The Speaker, with those remarks, I welcome them and I thank you.
Honorable Senators, having utilized fully the 30 minutes allowable under Standing Order 237, we proceed to make the following directives. Senator Boni, kindly have your seat. Senator Chirangere, Senator Wambua. That pursuant to Standing Order 238-1, the petition should be committed to the relevant standing committee for its consideration. In this case, I direct that the petition be committed to the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations. 2, in terms of Standing Order 238-2, the committee is required in not more than 60 calendar days from the time of reading this prayer to respond to the petitioner by way of report addressed to the petitioner and laid on the table of the Senate. Next order. Before the clerk calls the next order, have a seat, Senator Chimera. Before the clerk calls the next order, honorable senators, pursuant to Standing Order 45-2, I will proceed to arrange the sequence of today's business. We will proceed with order number 11 and 12, and then we resume the normal business as outlined in today's order. Clerk, kindly proceed to call that order.
Order number 11, the Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill, Senate Bills number 3 of 2023, second reading, division. Order number 12, motion, adoption of the report of the Select Committee on Delegated Legislation on its consideration of the statutory instruments exemption from expiry regulations 2022, division.
Sergeant at Arms, kindly ring the division bell for 5 minutes.
This is for the first reading. So after we are done with the second reading, we'll be looking for it to read the title. What's happening with you? But it's really wonderful. It's okay.
edition of the 11th edition. Welcome to this edition of the Living Legends. I'm Edmund. In this program, we feature a woman who has achieved experience of first. The first woman joined Royal Technical College, now University of Nairobi. First woman is an assistant lecturer at the same institution, and first person earned a PhD from the University School of Medicine. She served as an assistant minister. Running mate to Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka in 2007. Our guest, Living Legend, is Professor Kajiado. And Professor Kajiado, let's begin the analyze. All these first that are
Sergeant at Arms, kindly close the doors. Order members, order members. Sergeant at Arms, kindly close the doors and draw the bar. Honorable Senators, kindly have your seats. Senator Joyce and Mofire, you can extend your talk after the hours of the House. Now, honorable senators, I put the question that the Senate adopt the report of the Select Committee on delegated it's 12. No, but this is what you call. This is what you call. I called both. Okay. Shall we start with No. Order, senators. We do have two bills that we proceed for division, and therefore we are going to start with the order number 11, which is the Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill, Senate Bills number 3 of 2023. So, honorable senators, I now proceed to put the question that the Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill, Senate Bills number 3 of 2023, be now read a second time. Now, honorable senators, voting is going to be done electronically, and therefore I direct that you all log out. Just log out. And the sergeant at arms, kindly proceed to secure the cards that are still logged in. Sergeant at arms, just pull all the cards that are still in the delegates' holds. Now, Sergeant at arms, have you pulled out the cards? Sergeant at arms, are you done pulling out the cards? Good. Honorable senators, you may now log in. You may now log in. Senator Morango. You're out of order, and I've cautioned you for the day. That is your first caution for the day. Honorable senators, I want to believe that you're now logged in. Good. Once you're ready, Senator, Commissioner, where is he? But she has no vote. She has no vote, so honorable senators, you can now proceed to vote by either pressing yes or no, or you abstain. Kindly proceed to vote. Clerk. Honorable Senators, the technology has today failed us, and therefore we shall proceed to vote manually. I will therefore direct the clerk to read the names of the senators in alphabetical order, because voting shall be done by roll call. Clerk, proceed. Now, to save time, because we had intended to take 2 minutes in these two divisions, but we may end up taking a while. Now, to save time, I will put the question for the second division, so that when your name is called, you vote twice. You vote on the first, on the equalization, and also vote for the other division. That way we'll be able to save time. So, honorable senators, allow me to put the question. That the Senate adopt the report of the Select Committee on Delegated Legislation on its consideration of the statutory instruments exemption from expiry regulations 2022 laid on the table of the Senate on Tuesday 28th March 2023, and that pursuant to section 18 of the Statutory Instruments Act resolved to annul in its entirety the statutory instruments exemption from expiry regulations legal notice 217 of 2022. So let's proceed to appoint tellers for the nose and for the eyes. Who is the teller for the nose? The teller for the nose. Okay, Chimera and Hamida. Chimera for the. So Hamida is the teller for the nose, and Oroba is the teller for the eyes. Clerk, you can proceed to call the names, yeah? Roll call division.
Senator Abbas Sheikh Mohammed, Wajir County. But we have mobile ones. We have mobile ones.
Clerk, can you make available the mobile mics? And clerk, when I rise, I wish to see the head of IT. This cannot be tolerated.
Say yes, yes.
So capture.
Honorable Speaker, I support the Constitution Fund and I say yes.
The report, yes to the two.
There are two. Oh, you want to adopt that one? Okay, I also adopt I vote yes for the adoption.
Honorable senators, to save just say I vote yes to the two bills. Let's avoid I vote yes for the bill.
Honorable Speaker.
You've done it already, Senator Abbas. You've done it very well.
Senator Adandulo Fatuma, Isiolo County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes for the bill and yes also for the report.
Senator Boy Isa Juma, Kwale County.
Incoming.
Mr. Speaker, Kwale County vote yes for the two bills.
Senator Chiralkei Samson, Nandi County.
Mr. Speaker, on behalf of delegation of Nandi, I vote yes for the report and yes for the bill. Thank you.
Senator Cheruiyot Aaron Kipkirui, Kericho County. Senator Chute Mohammed Said, Marsabit County.
Yes for the bill, yes for the report.
Senator Chesang Alan Kiprotich, Trans Nzoia County. It's not there. Senator Ekomwa James Lomenen, Turkana County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes for the bill and I vote yes for the report.
Senator Haji Abdul Mohammed, Garissa County. Senator Kajwang Moses Otieno, Homa Bay County.
Honorable Speaker, Homa Bay County consciously vote yes, yes.
Senator Kamau Joseph, Githuku, Lamu County. Iko. I see. Senator Kamau Joseph Githuku. Senator Kadhuri Murungi, Meru County.
I vote yes for the bill and yes for the report.
Senator Keroche Tabitha Karanja, Nakuru County. Senator Boni Khalwale, Kakamega County.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I vote yes for the bill and yes for the report by Delegation Committee.
Senator Kipkiro William Cheptumo, Baringo County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes for the bill and yes for the report.
Senator Kisang William Kipkemoi, Elgeyo Marakwet County.
The Speaker, Elgeyo Marakwet County delegation votes yes for the bill and yes for the report.
Senator Lelegwe Steve Lutumbesi, Samburu County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes for the bill and I vote yes for the report.
Senator Maanzo Daniel Kitonga, Makueni County. Senator Mazayo Stewart Machiru, Kilifi County. Senator Mandago Jackson Kiplagat, Uasin Gishu County. Senator Medhu John Muhia, Nyandarua County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes for the bill and I vote yes for the report.
Senator Mogeni Eric Okongo, Nyamira County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes for the bill and yes for the report.
Senator Mundigi Alexander Munyi, Embu County.
Embu County, no. Embu County, no.
For which one? There are two divisions. For both. Senator Mungatana Danson Buya, Tana River County. Senator Murango James Kamau, Kirinyaga County.
I vote yes for the bill and yes for the yes, both.
Senator Mudama Agnes Kavindu, Machakos County.
Mr. Speaker, Machakos votes yes for the bill and yes for the report.
Senator Mwaruma Jones Mwashushe, Taita Taveta County.
The mic is working.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes for the report and not for the bill.
Mike, use mic.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes for the report and no for the bill.
Senator Mwenda Gataya Mofire, Tharaka Nithi County.
No for the bill.
Honorable Speaker, I vote yes for the bill, yes for the report.
Senator Mwinyihaji Mohamed Faki, Mombasa County.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I vote yes for the bill and yes for the report.
Senator Nderitu John Kinyua, Laikipia County. Senator Ngugi Joe Nyutu, Murang'a County. Senator Ojienda Odhiambo Tom, Kisumu County.
I vote yes for the bill and yes for the report.
Senator Oginga Oburu, Siaya County.
Mr. Speaker, sir, Siaya County votes yes for the bill and also yes for the report.
Senator Okech Eddie Gicheru, Migori County.
Mr. Speaker, Migori votes yes for the bill and votes yes for the report.
Senator Okoiti Andrew Omtata, Busia County.
People's Watchman.
Busia votes yes for the bill and yes for the report.
Senator Ledama Olekina, Narok County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes for the bill and yes for the report.
Senator Onyonka Richard Momoima, Kisii County.
Mr. Speaker, Kisii votes yes for the bill and yes for the report. Thank you.
Senator Osoti Godfrey Atieno, Vihiga County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes for the report and I reluctantly vote yes for the bill.
Senator Recha Julius Murgor, West Pokot County. Senator Roba Ali Ibrahim, Mandera County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes for the bill and yes for the report. Thank you.
Senator Seki Lenku Olekanar, Kajiado County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes for the report and yes for the bill.
Senator Sifuna Edwin Watenya, Nairobi County.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, although we don't get the equalization fund, Nairobi votes yes for the bill and yes for the report.
Senator Langwa Paul Karungo, Kiambu County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes for Oruoba. Mr. Speaker, for equalization bill, I vote yes. For the statutory instrument, I vote yes. Not you are voting.
Senator Wafula David Wakoli, Bungama County.
Kwa niaba ya uzito na watu wa heshima wa Bungoma kwa mswada napiga ndio, na vile vile kwa ripoti napiga ndio.
Senator Wakili Hilary Kiprotich Sigei, Bomet County. It's not there. Senator Wamatinga Wahome, Nyeri County.
Mr. Speaker, sir, Nyeri County votes for the report yes, and Nyeri County votes for the bill yes.
Senator Wambua Eno Kio, Kitui County.
Mr. Speaker, for and on behalf of the great people of Kitui County, I vote yes for the bill and yes for the report.
Haya.
Macabin. Na ukiloka again. Hebu weka.
You are done?
Honorable Senators, the voting is now complete and the results are in, and they are as follows. The results on the division on the Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill: ayes 32, noes 2, abstention 0. So the ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to authorize the issue of a sum of money out of the Equalization Fund and its application towards the service of the year ending 30th June 2023 to appropriate that sum for certain public basic services and for connected purposes.
The results on the report are as follows: ayes 33, noes 1, abstention 0. So the ayes have it. Sergeant at Arms, you may now draw back the bar and open the doors. Clerk, resume the sequence that we had adopted prior to rearranging the order paper and proceed to call the next order.
Order number 5, papers.
The majority leader.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the Senate today, 4th May 2023. 1. The report of the Auditor General on the financial statements of the Kiambu County Education Bursary Fund for the year ended 30 June 2022. And 2. The report of the Auditor General on the financial statements of the Limuru Water and Sewerage Company Limited for the year ended 30 June 2022.
The Chairperson, Standing Committee on Trade, Industrialization and Tourism, kindly proceed to lay your paper.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to lay the following paper on the trade on the table on the Senate today, the 4th May 2023, a report of the Standing Committee on Trade, Industrialization and Tourism concerning its consideration of the Startup Bill, Senate Bill number 14 of 2022.
Next order, clerk.
Order number 6, notices of motion. Order number 7, questions and statements.
A statement.
And decision-making dispute in the Pan-Africanist Congress of Azania Party. In the matter, PSC had one seat in the National Assembly which was filled by the nomination of a certain Honorable Mzwanele Nyoto, who had already been sworn in as the party's representative in the House. Subsequently, honorable members, a dispute arose within PAC or PSC regarding its leadership, and there was uncertainty about communicating the membership of Honorable Nyonso and consequently who should represent the party in the National Assembly. The guidance provided to the House by the Speaker was as follows, and I quote, "The Speaker has no authority to adjudicate internal party disputes about membership to the National Assembly or its leadership. Neither the Speaker nor the House gets involved in political party matters. It is neither for the Speaker nor a House of Parliament to decide which is the legitimate leadership structure of a political party. It would be incorrect for either the Speaker or the House to recognize one structure as the legitimate leadership of a political party, the PSC, over another." Honorable members, you'll agree with me that the foregoing guidance of the Speaker of the South African Parliament is relevant to the questions that confront us today, including the question which formation of the Azimio coalition of the Jubilee Party the Speaker should recognize in this House. Honorable members, the determination of political party disputes is best left to the competent authorities outside Parliament as envisaged by law. This House passed the Political Parties Act, whose provisions you are all aware of. The House, or indeed the Speaker, ought not to be called upon to arbitrate party matters. In the case of party leadership in the House, the Speaker only communicates party decisions as received through the authorized persons. It should not be lost to us that the question of who the authorized persons are with respect to the Jubilee Party is one of the issues lingering. Honorable members, party whips are and have been an invaluable cog to the continuity of parliamentary business. Erskine and May, a renowned authority on parliamentary procedure, notes that, and I quote, "The efficient and smooth running of the parliamentary machine depends largely upon the whips." Erskine May further outlines the nature of the duties undertaken by whips that makes them deserving of this lofty status, and in this regard, Erskine May also notes, and I quote, "Certain duties are common to whips of all parties: to keep their members supplied with information about the business of the House, to secure the attendance of members, to arrange, when possible, for those of their members who cannot attend divisions to pair with others on the opposite side of the House so that their votes might not be lost, to suggest members to serve on general and certain select committees, to act as intermediaries between the leaders and the parliamentary membership of their parties in order to keep each informed of the views of the other." Honorable members, this authority creates a very strong nexus between facilitation of the business of the House and the office of the whip or the deputy whip. In this regard, I'm of the considered view that the standing orders of the National Assembly are deliberately worded to ensure continuity of parliamentary business. A close reading of Standing Order 20A leads to the inescapable conclusion that once a parliamentary party has designated a whip or a deputy whip, the only change that the parliamentary party may make with regard to the two positions is a replacement of the person designated as a whip or deputy whip. Honorable members, according to the Oxford Learner's Dictionary, the word replace means to remove someone or something and put another person or thing in their place. It therefore follows that a replacement has two components: the act of removal and the act of substitution, which must happen simultaneously. Honorable members, in the current scenario, the minority party has conveyed its decision seeking to remove one of its leaders without simultaneously offering a substitution. The letter by the minority party only partially meets the express requirements of the standing orders. Honorable members, the Speaker is also confronted by several correspondence from a constituent party of the minority party that is currently facing its own internal disputes. Any Speaker would be highly constrained to facilitate the continuity of the business of the House in an environment which raises pertinent questions that cannot be ignored, include. Consequently, the minority side and the Jubilee Party must organize their affairs and also endeavor to appear organized. As per the calendar, honorable members, as per the calendar, the House is scheduled to adjourn at the end of the sitting today for the May recess. I'm inclined that we allow the minority party and the Jubilee party 30 days within which to put their affairs in order. By the time the House resumed from the recess, it is my expectation that my office shall be in receipt of communication from the minority party, replacing its minority whip, if they so wish, in the manner contemplated under Standing Order 20A. Honorable members, the third issue for determination is whether the Jubilee Party is a parliamentary party within the meaning of the standing orders. You will recall that in his letter seeking the recognition of the Jubilee Party as a parliamentary party, the Honorable Samuel Aram observed that Article 36 of the Constitution on Freedom of Association and Article 38 of the Constitution on Political Rights confers upon each member of the House the right to determine which entities they wish to be associated with and the right to make political choices. Honorable members, Standing Order 2 defines a parliamentary party as a party recognized by the Speaker as a parliamentary party pursuant to Standing Order 20A, recognition of parliamentary parties and designation of leaders and whips. Standing Order 20A1 provides that the Speaker shall recognize a party or coalition of parties consisting of not less than 5% of the membership of the National Assembly as a parliamentary party. Honorable members, 5% of the membership of the National Assembly is 18 members. From the records that the House has and the Speaker's office has, the membership of the Jubilee Party in the National Assembly comprises 28 members. 28. In this regard, and pursuant to Standing Order 2 and 20A1, the Jubilee Party meets the threshold to be recognized as a parliamentary party. Whereas the Jubilee Party meets the threshold to be recognized as a parliamentary party, however, I am hesitant to invoke the provisions given the myriad correspondence received from the party with respect to its leadership and the persons authorized to communicate on its behalf to the Speaker. Honorable members, in summary, my guidance is as follows. 1, that the communication received from the minority party with regard to the replacement of the Honorable Sabina Chege as the deputy minority whip is incomplete and therefore does not comply with the requirements of the Standing Order 20A of the National Assembly's standing orders. 2, that I hereby grant the minority party a period of 30 days from today within which to convey appropriate communication on the replacement of its minority whip if it wishes. 3, that whereas the Jubilee Party meets the threshold to be recognized as a parliamentary party pursuant to Standing Order 20A1, I am hesitant to invoke this provision given the myriad correspondence received from the party with respect to its leadership and persons authorized to communicate on its behalf to the Speaker. I also give them a similar time to put their house in order. Honorable members, I take this decision conscious of the fact that as your Speaker, my duty is to uphold the Constitution, any law, and the standing orders to the extent to which they relate to the management of the business of the House. It's not the duty of the Speaker to be involved in the management of the internal affairs of any political party, and the Speaker does not wish to do so. I thank you. Yes, Robert Mbui.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker, for that ruling. Mr. Speaker, I do agree with a lot of the things that you've said, but Mr. Speaker, it's important to note that you yourself has confirmed that our standing orders, Article 20, is very clear about the removal, and the word you have used is the word replacement. Mr. Speaker, the minute a process begins, and part of that process has already been implemented by the coalition, I'm surprised that that does not meet the standards of removal, because replacement starts with removal. So, Mr. Speaker, I am a bit concerned about the ruling, because, Mr. Speaker, we are going now on a recess. And, Mr. Speaker, you've seen that we've been sitting here, a few of us. And you know that in the recess period, Mr. Speaker, we will still be transacting the business of the Azimio coalition, and we require the whips to be able to assist us. Mr. Speaker, why don't you please allow that we be given an opportunity to look for the replacement, because we have already communicated the removal. You allow us that we give the replacement if possible today, but allow us the removal, because that is what we communicated, Mr. Speaker. That is all we are asking, that you allow the removal and then allow us an opportunity to provide the replacement, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Mbui, the ruling is very clear. I have given you a clear direction. Go and make the correct communication. And I've given you the period within which you are in recess. And the ruling of the Speaker is not subject to debate and will not be qualified. Thank you. Honorable Minority Leader.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
You are about to comment on something you didn't hear.
Well, I had a substantial part of the communication as Speaker. I was standing there. You did notice me. I was from some other meeting.
Okay.
To do with the bipartisan engagements.
Go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, what the gist of your ruling has got two legs. One, if I heard you correctly, is that
you have a duty to hear me correctly.
Yes, is that the Azimio coalition needs to go back and put its house in order. That is one. And two, that relax, Honorable Chepkonga, just relax. And two, is that under the standing order 20.
Sorry, there's a point of order from.
But I'm on a point of order.
Mr. Speaker.
No, you are not on a point of order. I just gave you time to speak.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you know that's why you said the minority leader was not here. So he is seeking to comment on something that he did not hear. Mr. Speaker, what he is saying, you never said. You never said. He says he had 50%. So the other 50% he never had. So he is misleading himself. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, I note my very good friend, Mr. Honorable Mbui, and both of them, Mr. Speaker. I know they are not lawyers. In the strict terms, once a ruling has been given by a court of law, and as you know, Mr. Speaker, you have the powers of that of a high court. Once the high court, once the judge has delivered a ruling, if you are unhappy, Mr. Speaker, you can go and appeal. But there is no appeal here, Mr. Speaker. You cannot sit on an appeal. You cannot sit on an appeal on your ruling, Mr. Speaker.
You are right.
Mr. Speaker, you are a very respectable lawyer. You should not allow anybody to comment on your ruling at all. In fact, you should rule them out of order. Mr. Speaker, this will be the first one in the Commonwealth where the ruling of a speaker has been appealed on and the speaker himself is sitting on an appeal. Mr. Speaker, it doesn't happen. In the common law, it doesn't happen.
Order, honorable members. The honorable Chepkonga is right, but I've given Honorable Wandai. I believe that you are not challenging the ruling. Neither are you.
You know, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
I have been in this house now. This is my third term. The Honorable Chepkonga had the misfortune of missing the last term, so he needs to relax. Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
My point was.
Make your point.
My point was that on the second matter of my communication to you with regard to the replacement of the deputy minority whip not being complete. The Speaker, with all due respect, we have a difficulty agreeing with that position. But be that as it may, the Speaker, that as it may, the Speaker, once we initiate the process of replacement of our deputy minority whip, understanding Order 20A. It would have been advisable that you confirm first the removal of the Honorable Sabina Chegi to give us opportunity to make her replacement form.
Order, Honorable Andai. Order. Take your seat, please. The ruling has been very clear. It needs no interpretation. The wording of the standing order is plain English. It talks of replacement. Your letter talks of removal. Removal is not replacement. Replacement is to take out one and put in the other. I have said that very clearly. And your right to do that has not been taken away. And you will not be engaged in either analyzing, that you can do out there in the coffee shop, but not on the floor. Analyzing the ruling of the Speaker, that is not allowed under the standing orders. Challenging the ruling of the Speaker, that is not allowed. And in any case, you have said you only had part of it. I'll avail the whole of it to you to read and understand it, and then you can make your comment. You can write to me if you wish. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and let me begin by congratulating you on that otherwise Solomonic ruling. Honorable Speaker, it's clear that as much, Honorable Speaker, that you are not in this House when we enacted these standing orders, Honorable Speaker. If I can allow those walking out to do so quietly. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
On Majority Leader.
Honorable Speaker, I was congratulating you for having interpreted these standing orders and appreciating that you are not a member and you are not the Speaker in this House when we enacted these standing orders in the last revision in the last Parliament. But Honorable Speaker, as you've said, Standing Order 20A4 is quite clear that a decision of parliamentary party replacing its whip or deputy whip shall be communicated to the Speaker in writing. And indeed, Honorable Speaker, that is the right interpretation. Honorable Speaker, I just want to draw reference or equate this to a football match. When you substitute or you replace a player, you do not remove and do not put in another player to play. And therefore, that was a gist of this Standing Order 20A4. That you shall not remove without replacement, but you shall replace, as is akin in football matches where you substitute a player. Therefore, either the minority or the majority, if the majority wants to replace their leader of majority or their deputy whip or their whip, we replace, we do not remove. And Honorable Speaker, it's also true that power abhors vacuums. And what we were being asked to do is to remove and leave a vacuum, Honorable Speaker. And I really want to ask our colleagues, Honorable Speaker, to be patient and exercise patience. You have already said, Honorable Speaker, that nothing stops them, even tomorrow, from writing to you and express their desire to replace any member, be it in a committee or in their leadership. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, I just want to implore our colleagues to exercise patience, to also conduct the affairs of this House with less emotions, Honorable Speaker. Only yesterday, Honorable Speaker, when the Honorable Leader of Minority raised that issue on the floor. I remember, Honorable Speaker, when you tried to stop him in his tracks because he was doing it at the wrong time, the Leader of Minority became very emotional. The Honorable Atandi uttered some unpalatable words, just like I've heard the Honorable Rosa Buyu utter today, like the Honorable Babu Owino was trying to do. Honorable Speaker, we need to conduct this House with some decorum, Honorable Speaker, including when you want to raise a point of order, you do not shout from your seat. You invite the Speaker's attention, Honorable Speaker. And for instance, Honorable Speaker, when I invited your attention, is on a matter also touching on the decorum here in the House, that when you recognize students who ought to be emulating us as leaders and as their role models. We have a tradition and a culture in this house. When you want to cheer, you foot thump, Honorable Speaker, but not bang tables, Honorable Speaker. And that is a matter I had wanted to raise about the Honorable Babu Owino. Honorable Speaker, I just want to implore on our colleagues in the minority, please, as the Honorable Speaker has ruled in his communication, put your house in order. We do pray, Honorable Speaker, as much as we are also hurt, because, Honorable Speaker, you know, I was a ranking member in the Jubilee Party, and a founder member of Jubilee. And therefore, I still have a bit of feelings for my friends in Jubilee.
It's called nostalgia.
Some nostalgia, Honorable Speaker, honestly. I am very nostalgic about Jubilee, because we had great plans for this country under Jubilee, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, I had hoped also, Honorable Speaker, that you would, in your ruling, communicate that you recognize Jubilee Party as a distinct parliamentary political party, which they qualify understanding Order 20A1, Honorable Speaker, because they have already achieved that threshold. But as hurt as I am, as nostalgic as I am about Jubilee, my former party, Honorable Speaker, I want to agree with you that we also give Jubilee, our old party, time to resolve their leadership issues.
I've also given them 30 days.
The 30 days, and ask our colleagues in ODM, just be as gracious as we have been, be as gracious as the party leader in Jubilee, Honorable Sabina Chege, has been, to wait for that 30 days period to resolve the issues in Jubilee. I pray and hope that even within the Azimio coalition, you will be able to resolve the issues that are within your coalition, so that we engage here as leaders who can engage on the basis of the policies that we espouse for those of us who are in government, and you in the opposition or in the minority, on the basis of the alternative policies that you espouse, that you will sell to the people of Kenya as a better alternative. And that we can only do when we engage in this house, and engage, again, Honorable Speaker, I say, without being too emotional, without being insultive even to the person of the Speaker, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I do want to give notice that I will be moving a motion when we resume to name the Honorable member for Atandi, Samuel Atandi, over what happened yesterday, Honorable Speaker. Because, Honorable Speaker, just as I was raising the issue of Babu Owino, we ought to be a house where we conduct business with decorum. And on occasion, Honorable Speaker, myself and Honorable Pukose will point to issues where we are going out of order, Honorable Speaker. And I must thank even the Honorable Otiende Amolo. I've seen him being very keen when he sees the Honorable Didmas Barasa not dressed properly. He raises those issues because that is how we protect the dignity of this house. But when we start shouting at the Speaker, when we start calling the Speaker unpalatable names from where we are sitting, simply because we are on Hansard, we are not on Hansard, when the Honorable Babu Owino starts shouting there that he is not my girlfriend, and honestly, Honorable Speaker, I cannot be admiring a man under any circumstances. And even if I was to admire anybody, not the likes of Babu Owino. There are enough women in this country to admire. I cannot be in the business of admiring men. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, I want to urge all our colleagues, let us, I take this ruling, Honorable Speaker, with some heart, Honorable Speaker, but I do agree with you. You have no business as a Speaker of the House in micromanaging any political party, be it Jubilee, be it Azimio, be it UDA, where I belong to, or even your former party, Ford Kenya. The moment you resigned as a party leader of Ford Kenya, the members of Ford Kenya who sit in the Kenya Kwanza coalition, you cannot, as Speaker, now micromanage those speakers. And I want to agree, Honorable Speaker, that it is within your rights to allow our colleagues within the minority to put their house in order. And I want to wish them all the best as we go on recess, that they will be able to put their house in order and come and give up formidable opposition here and even outside, but not in the streets, here and outside in other engagements. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
John Badi.
Mr. Speaker, first I want to congratulate you for this ruling. Mr. Speaker, I think this is a very clear, elaborate ruling
which in my view need not to be contested in any way. I mean, if we have to be objective, this is an objective ruling from the seat of the Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, I just wanted to mention that what Honorable Ichung'wah has talked about regarding Jubilee, I think the standing order is clear.
Yes.
That the deputy whip of the minority cannot be Jubilee. Minority is Azimio coalition. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you for allowing Azimio coalition time to do a replacement, because management of political parties is left for political parties and the leadership of political parties. But I want to thank you and congratulate you, Mr. Speaker, for this ruling. You are spot on, and I agree with you totally and entirely. But, Mr. Speaker, something else that I wanted to mention is, I think, Mr. Speaker, much as we disagree, let us be a honorable House. Much as we disagree, there are some words that we should not use in this House. It should not be allowed, whether from the majority or from the minority side. We need to respect ourselves first, because there are some words, when you use them here, it's a clear indication of lack of respect to self.
Yes.
And I would not want to participate or sit in a house where people don't respect themselves. So, Mr. Speaker, I think it is high time that you become a little bit harsh as the chair. Because, Mr. Speaker, in the absence of that, then clearly, we lose it as a house. And, Mr. Speaker, whether it came from this side or that side, it is equally bad. So, and majority leader and minority leader, kindly lead us with, please show the example to all of us. Show us example by first behaving with decorum. Then the rest of us will follow. But sometimes, Mr. Speaker, the problem I have with my friend Kimani Ichung'wah, and you know he's a young man, he's far much younger than me, and he's my friend, and I've been mentoring him. But sometimes he veers off the rail. He is now my leader in the House, but he knows that I'm his leader. I came here before he came. I went to school before him. I became an accountant before him. So, Mr. Speaker, in all aspects, he has a lot to learn from me.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Speaker, it's giving me the image that I'm training someone who is untrainable. I have been training the majority leader for a very long time. I want him to lead this House, Mr. Speaker, on a serious matter. You lead this House. You are the majority leader of the National Assembly of the Republic of Kenya, including those of us who are in the minority. You are the leader. In fact, you are second in command to the Speaker in this House. So, Mr. Speaker, henceforth, I would want to see a total paradigm shift from Kimani Ichung'wah as the majority leader of this House. Let them lead us, and Honorable Wandai as minority leader, to be here most of the time. Yes, let them lead us. We need leadership in this House. Mr. Speaker, with those many remarks, I want to stop.
Robert Pukose.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I've listened very keenly on your ruling. And based on past practices in this House, normally once a Speaker has delivered a ruling, you cannot be able to appeal directly, but you're allowed to make some comments.
Yes.
And in these comments, Honorable Speaker, I expected the minority leader to be magnanimous enough, agree with your ruling, and be able to even stay in this House to listen, because in the first place, he did not listen even the first part of the Speaker's ruling. He was not even in touch with what the Speaker had ruled. And after making his comments, and I think Honorable Mbadi, in the first parliament we used to have Chakoyo Midio here, and Honorable Chakoyo Midio would sit throughout all the rulings. Then you came in the 12th parliament. and you would sit here and listen to all the rulings, and you'll even discuss across with Honorable Duale and consult. That is actually a missing link that we are now observing in this House, where the minority leader is too emotional. You know, we need this House to be sober. We need this House, we need leadership from also him as a leader of the minority. He's the leader of the alternative government in the House. And therefore, he's not just carrying his own personal emotions, because for the past he's been making here comments that are almost personal. Yeah. That should not be the case. So, Honorable Speaker, those are my observations, and I think we need to learn from each other and respect each side of the House. Thank you.
Lillian Kogo. I'll give you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. And the ruling which you have made, Honorable Speaker, is facts on sheet. You've talked about wordings that are on the standing orders that guide this House. So it implores all of us to listen. And as has already been said by those who have spoken ahead of me, Honorable Speaker, this should be a house of order and respect, honor, dignity, an august house. And I had mentioned this earlier, Honorable Speaker, and I like it when ranking member of parliament in the person of the Honorable Mbadi gives his advice as a member to his brother and majority leader. But I also wonder, Honorable Speaker, because more often than not, I realize that the majority speaker has the space to speak whatever time he wishes and on whatever matter and for whatever length of time. But it is sad, Honorable Speaker, that the majority leader speaks on anything and everything. Scarcity creates value. How I wish that on certain matters, the Honorable Ichungwa would go without mentioning names of members as the majority leader. Because you're dealing with members of parliament who are also politicians. And when they are adversely mentioned in the House, Honorable Speaker, they are bound to answer. And this is what creates chaos. If we would have our majority leader and our minority leader sit together, I think this House would take better direction in terms of its debate and our responsibilities to the nation. I thank you, Speaker.
Morogara. I'll give you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Have a minute each, please.
Mr. Speaker, allow me to laud your ruling. I have listened to it carefully, to every word you have actually pronounced, and I got to say I was in agreement fully in all matters of fact and in all matters of law. We cannot appeal against that ruling. I doubt whether we can even seek a review unless there are cogent grounds upon which we can do so. When it comes to decorum of the House, it is vitally important that we actually sustain the dignity of the House at all times. Of late, we have had members who are actually shouting and printables across the aisle. And this is dangerous. It must be discouraged, because at all times we must preserve your seat. You are the seat of parliament.
Okay, Kainan. 1 minute, so compose your words quickly.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we have been in the past parliament. This ruling, I will say, is a Solomonic ruling. I may not agree with every bit of it, because as Jubilee we expected you to declare as a parliamentary party.
I've given you 30 days.
But you have given us 30 days.
Yes.
That 30 days, and I want to apply to the mind of my good friend, the Honorable Wandai, that 30 days does not apply to Jubilee alone. Even Azimio must put its house in order, and Jubilee is one of the constituent parties that Azimio or ODM, by that extension, will not be allowed to dominate. Mr. Speaker, what I want to say is this. The reason why we are called August House is because this is a house of respect. This is a house of tolerance. This is a house of traditions. And therefore, each one of us must subscribe to this very tenet and respect the office of the Speaker. You have done something unprecedented. This is the first time I'm seeing the decision of the Speaker being discussed. I hope this is not going to lead us to something else that is going to be unprecedented. And finally, what I want to say is this. We as Jubilee, and Mr. Speaker, the ruling will have its own interpretation. My interpretation, now that you have opened this, that Azimio must put its house in order and accept the concerns of Jubilee. Jubilee as a consensus party must also put its house in order.
Thank you.
Let's present our own views to you.
Thank you. Honorable members, I want us to end here so that we go to other business. I just want to echo the words of Honorable Mbadi and the seniors in this house, Kainan, Mbandi, and those who have done at least 3 years and above, that this house will be remembered because of your conduct. You will go down in history as either a member of parliament who came to this house, clowned yourself for 5 years, and then walked away. And Wananchi are watching. I want to encourage the seniors from this side, particularly Honorable Mbande, Honorable Tienda Amolo, senior lawyer, implore upon your leadership to give a little more time to the house and to give a little more respect to the conduct of business in the house. And Mbadi, you are spot on. I stand here as a father figure to many, many of you because of the longevity of my stay in this house. I first came to this house in 1992. And as a very young person, I sat on the speaker's panel. And I hit the ground running, learning how to run the house. I sat on this chair in the presence of greats like the late President Mwai Kibaki, the late George Saitot, the late Wamalwa Kijana, the late Mzee Moi, the late Wamalwa Kijana, Mudi Awori, Professor Rashid Mzee, Paul Mwite, and many others, including now the departed Mutiso. The Honorable Raila Odinga, we walked in this house for the first time on the same day. Mercurial debaters like James Orengo and many others. And at no time, President William Ruto found me here and we worked together. I want to encourage you members. This journey is long and you'll pass through some very slippery grounds. Sometimes you may think you know everything when you know nothing. And that is what gets us off the rails. Leadership is a privilege, it's not a right. And when we come to this house, Mbandi, keep on talking to our colleagues in the manner you did, that here, when you are given an opportunity to lead, please lead. I have been extremely courteous to every member, and I will continue doing so, but we will try to enforce the rules of the House. There are 3-4 members I have noted who are taking for granted the magnanimity of the chair, and that is not right. I saw one member yesterday confront the honorable member for Dagoretti North to ask her why she's sitting here when the rest have gone out. It is not your duty as a member to picket members out of the house. Every member is here on their own right. Honorable Tienda Amolo is here to represent the people of Rarieda, and that responsibility is not shared unless he wants to share it himself. Because at the end of the day, you answer questions to the people who cast the vote for you. And I want to encourage us that the length we have been here, even if we are slow at learning, we learned something. And it's good to listen when we tell you what to do. I'll administer this house without any fear or favor and with absolute fairness. We want a house that everybody out there looks at in admiration. That's why you have a host of students who come here sitting in the gallery. When your students or your children sit up there and hear the words that the Honorable Babu Wino uttered here on the floor, they shudder. They shudder. And I want to encourage Honorable Mbadi, Honorable Otienda Molo, Honorable Kainan, you are the seniors. Talk to these young colleagues and tell them that sometimes you may be quick to answer, quick to speak, but the good book of the Lord, the Bible says, always be quick to listen and slow to answer. You will be able to get away with many things. Next order. Kaluma, I'm told you are also senior.
Order number that.
And I acknowledge that. Next order.
Order number 13, motion. General debate on the proposal to Parliament to consider amending the Constitution and the standing orders.
The mover of this motion, Majority Leader.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And I beg to reply to the motion on the general debate on the proposal to consider the constitutional amendments and our own standing orders, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, as you did mention, we have indeed interacted with this motion for the better part of this session, and indeed even went ahead to amend the standing orders, and that is why in the last 3 weeks we have been able to have cabinet secretaries in plenary, and this is part of the issues that we were in this particular motion, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I'm also aware, and I had an engagement this morning with the Cabinet Secretary Aisha Jumwa, the former Member of Parliament for Malindi, on the question of the 2/3 gender rule, and I am aware that all our women parliamentarians have been keenly following this debate, and indeed following the work that is also going on elsewhere in the executive and with parts of our civil society. And I did attend a forum by our women parliamentarians at Radisson Blue Hotel sometime last month, but one, Honorable Speaker, on this question of the 2/3 gender rule. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, as much as we did even establish the ad hoc committee, I want to plead with those members under the chairmanship of Honorable Chepkonga and the other leaders in the Senate to ensure that you now embark on the real work of ensuring that the 2/3 gender rule question is now resolved and constitutionally, and also the issue of creation of the office of the leader of official opposition. And indeed, Honorable Speaker, as the Honorable John Buddy has said, as you have said, it is time that we got good and courageous leadership in the House, leadership that will not abrogate their responsibilities by walking out of the House. We need leaders who will be able to lead the opposition and the minority side, whether they are outside the House or inside the House. And that's why I strongly support this proposal to create the office of the leader of official opposition, Honorable Speaker, because this gives the country an opportunity to hear those alternative policies and ideas that could be alternatives to the government that is in office at any particular time. And Honorable Speaker, as many members said when they were contributing to this debate, the office of the leader of official opposition is not being created for any particular individual. This is an office that is being created for posterity, to deepen and enhance our democracy, Honorable Speaker. And I want to appeal to the ad hoc committee members here and those in the Senate to indeed work with utmost speed to ensure that we get constitutional amendment bills before the House when we resume for the next session of this, the next part of this session, Honorable Speaker, of this 13th Assembly, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, as I did mention, the question of the 2/3 gender rule, Honorable Speaker, is something that we have tried over the years and failed almost close to 4 times. I want to believe, Honorable Speaker, now with the goodwill that I listened to as all members contributed, both here in the Senate, Honorable Speaker, that we will see the realization or the actualization of this 2/3 gender rule in this 13th Assembly. Honorable Speaker, on the question of NGCDF, I know, Honorable Speaker, and I'm aware that there are still court cases before our judiciary. And even as those go on, Honorable Speaker, it is important that we entrench our NGCDF funds in the Constitution so that in future, neither the GAF, the National Government Affirmative Action Fund, NGCDF, or even the proposed Senate Oversight Fund will ever be challenged in court on the basis of those funds being unconstitutional. Honorable Speaker, in conclusion, let me just join what the Speaker was saying in imploring on all of us as leaders that as much as we want to create other offices like that of the leader of official opposition, Honorable Speaker, and in line with what the Honorable Speaker has done in his ruling, asking on our minority side to put their house in order, and even our old party Jubilee, that even those of us who have, serve now in the minority and enjoy that rare privilege of leading those in the minority, and congratulate many of these members in the minority who never followed their leadership in staging a walkout. Honorable Speaker, as the Speaker and as Honorable John Buddy has said, let us lead from the front. Let us come to this house because we are paid, Honorable Speaker, by our constituents. Even those of us who are leaders, we enjoy a responsibility allowance as leaders to lead the rest of the teams, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, there is no time I will ever walk out of this chamber because I do not agree either with the Speaker or with a colleague in the minority. And even some of the issues that have been raised, for instance, by the Honorable member for, not Rarieda, the Honorable member, what's her name, that lady? I've forgotten her name, Honorable Speaker. Lydian Gogo, Honorable Speaker. There's absolutely nothing with a member mentioning the Honorable Zamzam by name. My name is mentioned in this house every now and then. Every member of parliament from the minority who wants to make their name out there, in their speech, they must mention the name of Kimani Ichung'wah or the leader of majority. And I allow them, and I don't get emotional about it. I bear a lot of insults from the minority, and I take it in my stride. I want to implore on the leadership in the minority to also have the patience and the emotional intelligence to be able to deal with both the membership that they are leading and even the membership on the side that I lead. And we exercise patience and that emotional intelligence to be able to decipher what is for this floor, what is for out there in the rallies, what is for the streets, and what is for the corridors of parliament, even as we ask that we all conduct ourselves with utmost dignity. Those throwing of barbs at the Speaker are things that we should never entertain, Honorable Speaker. So that even when we create this office of the leader of official opposition, we want this to be a respectable office. Whoever that leader will be, whether it is our good friend, the Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka, whether it is our good friend, the Honorable Raila Odinga, whether it is the Honorable John Buddy who will take up that position of the leader of official opposition, we must, or the Honorable Kaluma, or indeed the Honorable Karoli Omondi, a seasoned businessman and a respectable leader from Suba, who can lead the minority. If he takes up that position, we want to be able to hold him with esteem and respect. But respect, again, is two-way. And therefore, I want to ask that if you demand respect, you must also respect others. If you demand to be treated well, you must also treat others well. And therefore, I want to pray that as we conclude this debate on this motion, as I reply, Honorable Speaker, we will have time during the recess to have the ad hoc committee. The Honorable Chepkonga did inform me that they are scheduled to sit today. And that is why I even sought the Speaker's indulgence to reorder business so that we close this debate and allow the ad hoc committee and the other interest groups that are interested in this matter to engage on all the items from NGCDF, NGAF, Senate oversight, to the leader of official opposition, to the two-thirds gender rule. And I know, Madam Speaker, you are very keen on this. You had a bill that we indeed requested you, and you are gracious enough to allow us time to be able to debate this. And I want to assure you, Madam Speaker, that we will push this ad hoc committee to see to it that we come to realize the actualization of that two-thirds gender rule. Because this House, with all the beautiful ladies here, Honorable Speaker, and many more who would join, is richer, and our democracy is richer. Our gracious ladies, I think, exercise more emotional intelligence than many of us men who tend to be forceful and insultive at each other. But our ladies, being mothers and being our sisters, are more gracious, and therefore our democracy will only be better and richer, having more women participate in leadership positions, even as we mentor our young ladies, our young girls who come to this house, be it from Catholic University, be it those young student leaders who came from Homa Bay Town constituency, represented by the Honorable Kaluma, who, as the Speaker noted, is also serving not just as a senior leader, but also serving in the Speaker's panel. And I pray that, to God, that he will be able to emulate the Speaker. And maybe at some point in the future, he will be the first member of Parliament from Homa Bay County to serve as Speaker of the National Assembly or the Senate at some time in the future. I said National Assembly or the Senate, not Homa Bay County Assembly. Honorable Speaker,
We'll put the question at the later time. So let's move to the next order.
Order number 12. Order number 12, motion. Consideration of the reports of the Auditor General on the financial statements for the National Government Constituencies Development Fund for 26 constituencies.
We shall resume debate on this. The Honorable Joseph Makilap, member for Baringo North. Not there. The Honorable John Kiarie, member for Dagoretti.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I was very keen to speak to an earlier issue, but the matter on the floor is of concern to every member of Parliament. And the issue of CDF is a matter I would like to put my voice to, because, Madam Speaker, any member here will tell you the import of this fund called National Government NGCDF. And in fact, if there is any one thing that this House should do, this House should actually take up CDF to the level of CDF 2.0. It is the Honorable Karue who brought up a fund that has become a spectacle in this country, and even internationally. People are recognizing that there is a way that you can devolve funds to the farthest part of the country and it becomes effective. Madam Speaker, in the life of this Parliament, we must seek to see how we can bring up CDF to a level where it becomes a leading light even for the people who are running counties, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, juxtaposition has been done over and over again that if you go to your constituency and you compare the amount of monies that are coming to your constituency in terms of CDF and compare the same in terms of the monies that come to the constituency through devolved funds in the county, Madam Speaker, it is like heaven and hell. It is like day and night, Madam Speaker. So, Madam Speaker, I do want to imagine that this House shall take advantage of the matter that has been brought to the House to not only debate it as a miscellaneous amendment, but when we get to the third reading, Madam Speaker, for us to put in good bills that will bring us to CDF 2.0, where we not only establish it in the law, but also build it up in terms of the monies that are allocated as a percentage to the the national budget, so that, Madam Speaker, this good fund can keep doing the good things that it does in the constituencies. I do appreciate this opportunity, Madam Speaker, and I do support.
Point of order. Yes, what's your point of order, Honorable Okello?
Madam Speaker, I thank you very much for the opportunity. Just a little while back, I raised an issue of withdrawal of security by the police, and I was directed by the Speaker to do a letter to the Majority Leader so that he can pursue issues of reinstatement of security to those who have been affected like myself. And Honorable Speaker, I want to go public now as I deliver the letter to our Majority Leader, Honorable Kimani Ichung'wah. Please receive your letter.
What's your point of order, Majority Leader?
A point of order is not a point of order.
Honorable Speaker, I know I appreciate the Honorable Jared Okello, is it Okello? Okello's attempt. But the Honorable Jared Okello knows that the leader of majority is a constitutional office with an office. And therefore, these theatrics and drama are truly unnecessary in the House, Honorable Speaker, and I want to request that you do order him completely out of order, and if he has letters or parcels to deliver them to my office, to the office of the leader of majority, and it will be duly attended to.
I'm sure that's duly noted. The Honourable Member for Molo, Honourable Kuria Kimani.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I stand here to support the general debate on the proposal to Parliament to consider on the issue of the report by NGCDF, the audit report as per our standing orders. Honourable Speaker, I have stated at the floor of this House that I am a product of NGCDF. The Madam Speaker, when I cleared my class 8 at Mwange Buchige Primary School in Mukinyai and got admitted to join a national school, my grandfather who brought me up could not afford to pay school fees for me for the school that I was admitted to go. And as a result, Madam Speaker, I found myself at Kieni Secondary School, a mixed-day secondary school at Kiringero, Subukia, in Subukia constituency. Madam Speaker, even with that admission to a district day mixed secondary school, we couldn't still afford the school fees for that school. My villagers had to do a fundraise, and I remember one social, we call her Social Virginia, who really contributed her everything because she didn't have a child of her own to take me to school. Honorable Speaker, it was a then Member of Parliament, the Honorable Mukiri Macharia, through his staff, his member of staff, one Mr. Karanja Wageshe from Witima, who approached my grandfather and told him that we could actually apply for bursary funds for me to go through secondary education. Honorable Speaker, that's how I went through secondary school from the year 2002 to 2005 to getting to be one of the first people in my secondary school to qualify to be admitted to public university by just missing a mean grade of an A, in my case, I see by 1 point, despite going through a district mixed day secondary school. So every time I see this discussion about NGCDF, for me it's personal. Every time I think about the millions of students in this country who would like to be in a boarding school, who would like to be in a school that has a name that was of repute in this country, perhaps like Precious Blood Ruta or Alliance Boys or Alliance Girls, or closer home to Molo Academy, to Marymount, to all those big name schools, but cannot afford to get there Because even affording transport to go to those schools would be a nightmare. I really identify with those students. And Honorable Speaker, when I took my candidature to the people of Molo to be the Member of Parliament in 2017, I made a commitment. In fact, for my re-election bids in 2022, which was based on my performance, because the people of Molo have never re-elected anyone for the last 30 years until yours truly became the first person for the last 30 years to be re-elected to the position of Member of Parliament for Molo constituency. I told them, where did you elect me? And of course, Honorable Speaker, our polling stations are either our primary schools or secondary schools. And I told my people, if you go to where you voted for me, whether it's that primary school or whether it's that secondary school, and you find it the same way it was when you voted for me in 2017, do not vote for me again. And they did vote for me because all the polling stations, everywhere where people went to vote in the last election, in my constituency, there was a difference. We had either renovated the school, we had the first permanent building in that school, and if it was a day secondary school, I told them that by my 5 years tenure, I will make sure that we have 100% equipped and complete science laboratories in all the day secondary schools in Molo constituency. Honorable Speaker, I'm saying again here that I was re-elected on that merit. So when the issues of NGCDF come to this House, and the reports that we are hearing today, where some have mismanaged the funds sent to their constituencies, and some are being well uploaded on the equalization that has been done in our education system. Because, Honorable Speaker, the availability of infrastructure in our schools, the availability of a fund where people that cannot be able to pay school fees have a recourse to go to through bursaries. When we can do scholarships for the very needy families in this country and make sure that they go to school, then that becomes an equalizer in our society. Honorable Speaker, nobody wants to be poor. Nobody wants to be born poor. And certainly, nobody wants to die poor. On the being born poor, it's not a choice of anyone in the Republic of this country. If you all be asked, we would be born in privileged families where we could have everything that we would want. But that is not the reality. So the only way we could bridge that gap between those born in privileged families and those born in absolute poverty, in underprivileged families, in families of need, if we made sure that our public education system gets to work. Honorable Speaker, in my normal line of interaction, I meet some people who tell me they went to school in Molo. And in my imagination, I always think, so why did you go to school in Molo? And some will tell me I went to Molo Academy, I went to Marymount, like my wife did, I went to Albagon Secondary School. Those people, especially, that are doing well in their careers. But one of the instances, I met somebody who told me I went to Turi. Honorable Speaker, Turi is one of the wards, one of the rural wards in my constituency, because my turn wards will be Albagon and Molo. So I was very curious to find out, which school did you go to Turi? Only for him to tell me, okay, I actually went to St. Andrews. In my imagination, Honorable Speaker, I do not count St. Andrews, Turi, as one of the schools in my constituency. Until someone did tell me that they actually went to Turi, And when I thought they probably went to Turi Secondary School or to St. Brendan Secondary School or to Mianzini, they actually told me that they went to St. Andrews. It took me a further surprise during one of the travels facilitated by this parliament, when waiting at an airport in Paris, I got to meet a former cabinet secretary for finance in Nigeria. And then when I told him what I do, he says, "You're a member of parliament in Kenya?" "I know Kenya. I'm MP for Molo." "Oh, my kids go to school there." Then I asked, "Oh." And tells me all her children have gone to St. Andrew's Turi School. And that's when I realized, actually, that St. Andrew's Turi is such a respectable school across the region, and where many respectable people across the globe want to take their children to. And that was, Honorable Speaker, in 2018. And I asked myself, how can I make sure that the schools in Molo constituency can have such a repute as St. Andrew's Turi? We are not there yet. But Honorable Speaker, 99% now of my schools in Molo constituency have a complete and equipped science laboratory, courtesy of NGCDF. Honorable Speaker, in light of the digitalization of our economy, in this 5 years term that we just started in August, I have made a commitment with my people that will make sure that every secondary school will have an equipped and complete ICT laboratory. And because of the new system of junior secondary schools, I also make sure even our junior secondary schools actually have a science laboratory, so that education can become an equalizer.
Thank you. The Honorable Professor Phyllis Bartow, member for Moiben. Oh, she's not here. Her card is okay. The Honorable John Gitonga, member for Manyata. Okay, the Honorable Mugambi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to join my colleagues on this important discussion concerning the CDF. Madam Speaker, I stand here as a proud member of Parliament for steering this important fund to development for our schools and for bursaries for our kids. Madam Speaker, we were privileged to go to very important schools, boarding schools, etc., etc. Madam Speaker, those days, we didn't have so many schools because the population was also very low. But now, as the population continued, the need for education, the need for more infrastructure, the need for more classrooms, the need for more facilities in our education started becoming a problem. Madam Speaker, I stand here to certify that through CDF, we have given opportunity to the disadvantaged children within our constituencies. Madam Speaker, we have given opportunity for children from parents who are disabled to continue their education. We have given opportunity through CDF, orphans, single mothers, children from very poor families, an opportunity to study because of the bursary they get from CDF. Madam Speaker, it is through education that we will be able to create equality between the rich and the poor. Madam Speaker, through CDF, good infrastructure, good bursaries, we have elevated the children that many people thought they will never succeed in education. Madam Speaker, I stand here to certify that through CDF, we have created doctors, we have created engineers, pilots, administrators, good citizens. If it wasn't there, we would not have created these people in our midst. As I'm speaking today, Madam Speaker, I have a student who used to sleep with a watchman in the school from a very poor family. That student now is doing neurosurgeon at the University of Nairobi, courtesy of CDF. So when somebody mismanages this fund for whatever reason, it really creates a bad image for the entire membership as members of parliament, but it's somebody who has no caring for these disadvantaged people. Madam Speaker, through CDF, we have seen the youth activities being promoted in our constituencies. Through CDF, we have created opportunities for sports and talent growth. We have created opportunity for athletics because, like my constituency, Madam Speaker, Bore constituency, we have embarked during last parliament, we embarked on a process of developing playing grounds. And I'm proudly saying that already we have created opportunities for 18 schools where we have developed playing grounds for our children. Madam Speaker, we have used the CDF to create infrastructure for our security, where we didn't have police posts, we have used CDF for that purpose. Where we didn't have laboratories, we have created laboratories. And I will invite the committee of CDF to visit Bori constituency to see the kind of laboratories and libraries that we have put up through CDF. Madam Speaker, the CDF has a facility for environment. And I want to thank the community of Bori, the school fraternity, the parents, and the community and peoples and teachers. Because through CDF, we've been able to acquire seedlings, and now we are replanting the trees that are readily available for afforestation. So, Madam Speaker, when a member or a fund manager or anybody associated with CDF mismanages this, it really defeats the logic. And it calls for us as leaders to review our integrity. Madam Speaker, I spend a lot of time ensuring that no single amount of CDF is misused. That's why we have been able, in all our 87 primary schools, we have an infrastructure program in all our schools. There are some schools that we have put up 100% from standard 1 all the way to standard 8. There are secondary schools that we have developed new. There are secondary schools and primary schools that were dilapidated. But now when you go there, our children are enjoying. Madam Speaker, seeing children attending class with no widows. Mr. Speaker, I didn't notice your presence. I thought it was a ghost, Madam Mr. Speaker. Apologies.
Speaker can never be a host. Order.
Proceed. On a light note, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I can't understand why somebody is not so insensitive that our children are going to classes without windows, without floors, without desks, and it's something that can be verifiable, and yet you mismanage that fund. it shows that there's some leaders have no moral integrity. And I don't want to be put in that category. That's why I made a commitment that we shall use every coin for our CDF to ensure that is comfortable. I mean, our kids are comfortable. We have embarked on a process of ensuring that now we have classes commensurate to junior secondary in every school in Bori. And I can assure you, Mr. Speaker, within the next 2 financial years, all our schools in Bori constituency will have junior secondary facilities commensurate to a secondary school, ranging from desks, classrooms, sanitary facilities, libraries, and laboratories. Mr. Speaker, our security organs need support. We cannot rely and say a government will be doing these things. I'm so proud because in all my 5 wards, we have now a police station, which was not there before. Why? Because we need good service from our security systems. Our police have been operating in a very bad, dilapidated offices, such that to the point that people don't want to say where they are working. So I'm proud to say that this is CDF. And therefore, members, let's not take advantage of this to mismanage. Let's utilize every coin. It is very important. I'm looking forward that the money will be released, the balance. I think on average all the constituencies have about 100 million shillings for this financial year. We are entering the next financial year where we still have over an average of 140 million. So, Mr. Speaker, I think once that money comes, you will see more wonders on CDF. But it's a shame for those constituencies where money has been mismanaged. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Very well. The Honorable Janet Sitene.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to add my voice to the motion that is on. Mr. Speaker, I am one MP that has really, my people have really benefited with the NGCDF fund. And I want to say it is one fund that has helped many people, especially from poor backgrounds, to go to school, to go to colleges, and earn a living after that. It is one fund that needs to really be enhanced to be able to support our constituencies and support our families to improve their livelihoods. Mr. Speaker, it would be very sad if this fund is misappropriated and misused, because it is one fund that has equalized education in all our constituencies. Mr. Speaker, this fund, if it were enhanced, it would have actually assisted to move, it would have assisted our junior secondary schools be better placed or be better accessed, because at the moment we have very many challenges within our junior secondary schools. Most of the schools have no labs, and we would even wish, Mr. Speaker, that our board, NGCDF board, can allow that fund to be able to buy mobile labs in the meantime as we wait to build, for those who have not done the labs within their schools, to be able to do it. This is one fund, Mr. Speaker, NGCDF fund, that has actually improved enrollment of children in our schools. And Mr. Speaker, I want to put this, that this NGCDF fund has actually been felt within our communities. One, it supports the very needy, women, the widows who have children and have nobody else to support them. The CDF fund through the bursaries have really helped them. The CDF fund has also helped to support those people who are old and have no earning to be able...
Order. The honorable member who has just crossed the floor and has been crossing the floor severally, a portion of this afternoon, the House paired under the chairmanship of the Speaker to talk about order in this House. Could you go back and do the orderly thing? Just go back. You may proceed, Honorable Member.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I was just saying this fund has also been able to support people who have had challenges in terms of being able to pay NHIF fund. We have been able to identify very needy homes and supported them through the Social Security Fund, which is provided for in the CDF Act. And therefore, I want to say categorically that this is one fund that we would not take it lightly. We would only want to enhance it so that we can be able to support and reach out to very many people. Apart from improving enrollment, it has also been able to improve the mean grade in our schools, because once we have the children going to school every day through provision of bursaries, then our mean scores in our schools have also improved. Mr. Speaker, some of those constituencies that we find still having classrooms without walls or concrete walls, it is very unfortunate. We would want to request that no child in this era of NGCDF should be living or should be studying in a classroom that is mud and grass-touched roofed, like we have seen in other places. So we would want to ask that what we had raised in the last term, that it may be enhanced to at least 5% to be able to cater for other facilities within the school. Mr. Speaker, you will also realize that it has also supported talent nurturing, that is sports, and it has also been able to support the climate change in terms of tree planting, and therefore we would also want to request, since we are all, we've been directed by His Excellency the President to be able to plant 15 billion trees. We should be able to use this fund to ensure that when we plant trees, how are we going to ensure that these trees are going to actually survive? They should allow us, as members of Parliament, through the NGCDF committee, to be able to fund people who are going to ensure, to protect these trees, to ensure that these trees grow and are able to support climate change in future and be able to improve the environment. Mr. Speaker, this is one fund that I want to say it has done a lot of things within the constituencies and the counties at large, and would want to support and say that we should never misappropriate these funds. We should be able to use these funds prudently so that very many schools benefit and the community and our children can be able to get better education. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to put my voice. Thank you.
Very well. Is the Honorable John Gitonga in the House? Is the Honorable Martin Wanyonyi in the House? And in the absence of Martin Wanyonyi, could we have Honorable Charles Onchonka Bonchari? Wow. So then let's have the Honorable Phyllis Bateau. Let me ask the honorable members who are in the House to put intervention right away. I will see you through intervention. Just put intervention. The Honorable Beatrice Kimei.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to speak to the motion that we have, consideration of the Auditor General report on the financial statement for NGCDF for some constituencies. Honorable Speaker, NGCDF and GAF, National Affirmative Action Fund, is very, very important, not only to the members, but mainly to the people of Kenya. I'm saying this, Honorable Speaker, because the members are just patrons of the fund or the funds, Honorable Speaker. What it has done is unmatched. Lives have been changed because of the NGCDF and GAF. Students have gone to school, and especially from vulnerable families. Widows have actually had their children to school. Single mothers at the same time. People who are able differently have had their children go to school because of the NGCDF and even GAF. And more importantly, there are those who would have dropped out of colleges and universities. But because of the availability of these funds, Honorable Speaker, they have been able to continue with their skills, continue with their learning. And I would actually say this is the fund that has done a turnaround in the lives of many. In Kericho County, in particular, Honorable Speaker, I want to appreciate what has been done by NGCDF and GAF. Infrastructure has been developed in schools. We also have the tea-pieing centers which have been improved. So when it comes to GAF, Honorable Speaker, empowerment of youth, women, and people living with disability has actually happened. Honorable Speaker, I have an initiative that is called Usawa Kwa Wote. This is where we have very, very humble families getting support from GAF. Recently, Honorable Speaker, through GAF, those very vulnerable families were able to receive fertilizers and maize seeds, and especially to plant during this season. And now they are happy, though it did not reach everybody, Honorable Speaker. The 1,000 families who benefited from the same appreciate, and this will go hand in hand with ensuring that we have food security. Honorable Speaker, value addition is one of the areas that and GAF and of course NGCDF has supported. In terms of agriculture, where we have coffee, tea, the vulnerable families have been able to receive, and I want to believe that in the near future they will have a source of income. Honorable Speaker, I would actually say that NGCDF and GAF has given hope to the hopeless. Those who didn't know what to do next, there is hope through this and initiative that is coming from the government. And therefore, I want to believe that as members of this honorable house, we will work prudently to make sure that the use of these funds is done to reach the people who are supposed to receive and to benefit from the same. Talents have actually, people have actually improved their talents through this. sporting activities, where we have ball games, athletics, among many others. And I want to believe, Honorable Speaker, that for NGAF, with the promise by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, that he will give an addition of 1 billion, and it will be something that will be good addition. That is 50% from what is already there for each county and of course each constituency. I know this one will go hand in hand with helping many, many more families. Honorable Speaker, with NGCDF and GAF, small and medium enterprises have actually improved. Women, youth, and even people living with disability have been able to have something to start businesses and even to add to the businesses that they already have. I believe this one, in the next 1 or 2 years, many of our people will actually have their lives improved. Honorable Speaker, water is key and water is life. Boreholes have been drilled. Through this, many families have been connected, but there is so much need to do the same. And I believe, Honorable Speaker, that the little that we have from GAF will actually go hand in hand with helping the many needy. I support, Honorable Speaker, but I'm calling upon all the patrons to make sure that we work very closely with the people in the ground, the county coordinators, the DA, the procurement, and the board, the NGAF board, and the NGCDF board, to make sure that money is not misused, it is not misappropriated. This is what has caused re-election of the many members, and when we work very closely and reach the concerned, I know, Honorable Speaker, that this one will actually add value to many. When it comes to the side of health, Honorable Speaker, there are members of our communities who cannot pay for NHIF, the 500 shillings every month. They don't even have even 100 shillings, not even something for their food. And I believe members or patrons, when they pay for these members of the community from their constituencies, they are able, Honorable Speaker, to access the facility very easily. And I pray that it should be added, the NGCDF and GAF, and when this is done, more and more families will be able to benefit from the same. So I really want to support this and to say that more NGCDF, more GAF will lead to more members of the communities accessing the fund, and more support is actually needed. And with this, I support. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Wiki hii kwenye Mkulima tutaangazia kilimo cha uyoga.
Mushroom kwanza ni ready food, very good for old people like me. It is very rich in protein and it is cholesterol free.
Kisha tuelekee jikoni tuandae kitoweo cha uyoga. Ungana nasi Jumamosi saa 10:30 hapa KBC Channel 1 kwa mseto kamili wa kilimo.
Hey, let go of me. Didn't you already take off? Remember how you said a lovely goodbye to everyone but me?
I said it in person.
Jenny, someday, whenever you have time, come over to my studio. I have fun stuff here, so I think you'll like it.
Oh, I can come see you? She said her dream has always been to work with a group of creative writers who also share her dream. So that's why she set up a studio to write fairy tales. She's really amazing and works so hard. You see, this is the ring my grandpa wore when he got married. Though nowadays it doesn't look that expensive, but at least it has sentimental value to us.
Kama ni mechi nampatia orefa, mechi zote kwake nishacheza. Silishwi wali mbichi, nalishwa mpaka tanditi. Vitoa bebe punda, sikubebesha na waga si rahisi. Holi la mapato achunga, hawakoseka ni mafisi. Mashallah upaongwana limenikolea. Siambiwi sisiki penzi lake pombe nimeleo. Kopa letu kubwa jamani limetoshelea. Hakuna space ya kuchiti, space ya usaliti. Ukipona wawili tumedumu ujue basi nampenda. Mishale ni mingi kuwa rahisi. Nishawai mwacha, shawai nyecha ila ananipenda. Na tukirudia na penzi kama jipya kazi kututukana mitandaoni na mabando ya kukopa. Kujifanya mnatujua kuliko walotuzana tulikotoka. Oh, mopoka wa Muhammad kisa mapenzi habari dini. Kipi cha kushangaza maisha yetu kwani yanahusu nini? Kama Mungu tunayemwabudu sote ni moja. Iwe pepo iwe motoni sote njia yetu ni moja. Walai maneno yao yangekuwa mimba, tayari matumbo yangetuvimba bibi. Kumridhisha mwanadamu kazi mpenzi. Vizitoa bebe punda, sikubebesha na waga si rahisi. Holi la mapato achunga, hawakoseka ni mafisi. Mashallah upaongwana limenikolea. Siambiwi sisiki penzi lake pombe nimeleo. Kopa letu kubwa jamani limetoshelea. Hakuna space ya kuchiti, space ya usaliti. Ukipona wawili tumedumu ujue basi nampenda. Mishale ni mingi kuwa rahisi. Nishawai mwacha, shawai nyecha ila ananipenda. Na tukirudia na penzi kama jipya